Good evening. Welcome. Mike Palazzolo, Germantown Mayor. Thank you for being here this evening. Thank you for the applause, Mindy Fisher. I have the duty and responsibility this evening of welcome you to this fabulous GPAC at the Grove. I want to thank you for being here. And I'm going to take a little bit of executive privilege as mayor of this city to thank some people myself. How about one more big round of applause for our chairman and my resident, Chris Tudor? How about it? One more time. And let me tell you what, it's a dynamic duo. No one pulls off this type of party, this type of event, without working hard and organizing all the volunteers and making it happen. My resident and your Republican, Christina Garner. Give it up for her. Thank you. Ambassador, welcome to Germantown as well. Thank you for being here. Thank you very much. And we look forward to what's going to happen in a couple of weeks, without a doubt. I would be remiss if I learned this from my predecessor, Mayor Goldsworthy, always recognize your resident. And I'm glad to say this because we haven't been able to say this until the last two elections. And I want to say thank you and welcome back home, Congressman Kustoff, to our city, my resident. Now, we're not here in this Grove Amphitheater if it weren't for the hard work of some of the staff members that help raise the money to make this happen. What fiscal conservatives do is they raise money for the performing arts. This is a $7.5 million project. We raised 70+% of that from the private sector and from grants. We're not sitting here tonight if it's not for my resident and my state senator, Brian Kelsey. Brian, thank you so much. Two other representatives that made this happen that represent my residents, Kevin Vaughn and Mark White, for making the Grove happen. Well, you're here somewhere. Thank you, gentlemen. Don't stand up, Kevin. You'll block all the light. Look, folks, we got to get the vote out. There's no doubt about that. We're going to have a great Lincoln Day this evening. This is the 45th annual, and I just want to say thank you, and God bless America, and God bless you being here in Germantown. Thank you. And I believe Brian Kelson will be making the next presentation. Thank you, folks.
Well, who watched last night? And if you did, how great was President Donald Trump? He was fantastic. He's been great for America, and he's going to be great for America for another 4 years. And I want you to know as well that down here in our little corner of Tennessee, we sometimes get discouraged because, let's face it, we're outnumbered in Shelby County. But you've also got some great representation in Nashville, where we still hold super majorities of the Republican Party in both the House and the Senate. So I'm going to say their names one more time. My colleague, State Senator Paul Rose, we appreciate you. State Representative Mark White, thank you for what you do. State Representative Tom Leatherwood, we appreciate you. State Representative Kevin Vaughn, doing a fantastic job for us. And we've got to get two more there too. Is Patty Postle here? We got to get her to Nashville also. So if you live in the Cordova area, please vote for Patty Postle. And then as well, we've got to get Paul Gillespie elected to the State House. Not Paul. Paul is his brother who was closer to my age in high school at MUS. John is much younger than I am. We got Rob's here too? All right, Rob White, we got to get Rob White elected to Nashville. Who else do we have? All right, so these folks are doing great things for you. 6 years ago, you helped us out and voted for the constitutional amendment that I put forward and on the ballot for you, and we passed it overwhelmingly so that we will never have an income tax again in Tennessee. And I want to use that as a segue to ask for your vote one more time in 2 more years. not only for me in 2 more years, but also for another constitutional amendment, and that is to ensure that in Tennessee, regardless of where you work, you will always have the right to work there, whether or not you want to be a union member. This right to work amendment will be on your ballot, Lord willing, in 2 years. And why is this so important? It's important because Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats in the United States Congress passed a bill this February to say that you will not have the right to work no matter what state you live in. And that is wrong, and we have got to fight back. So we're doing that in 2 ways. We're fighting back for you at the state level and with your vote in 2022, but we also have a United States congressman who's fighting back for us in Washington. And David Kustoff, we appreciate the work that you are doing. Congressman Kustoff serves on the very important Financial Services Committee in Washington for us and has experience in that arena, having served on the board of Bank Tennessee. You also know that he was in private practice many years with now our Memphis mayor, Mayor Strickland. They had the most successful 2016, 2015 year of any law firm in America, both getting elected to higher offices at that time. And he went on from there to serve for us as our U.S. attorney overseeing the Tennessee Waltz trials, including the one that sent John Ford to jail. So thank you for that effort. And the congressman was elected in 2016. He was reelected again in 2018. And we've got to keep working for him this year. He's got a beautiful family, a beautiful wife, Roberta, and 2 children who are in school part-time and will be in school full-time here shortly, Lord willing, if things continue to move in the right direction. And I will tell you that he has done a fantastic job for us in Washington. As I say, he's served 2 terms. But as long as we get out there here in the next 2 weeks and work hard for him, he will serve one more, at least one more, but we'll get him at least 2 more years to serve a 3rd term. So let me introduce to you our United States Congressman, David Kustoff.